college, university and in society, many people see performing arts as a passing subject, easily obtainable and something to just toss in. This is called a soft subject. Drama's position in education has been continuously damaged, considering the most commonly withdrawn subjects are drama and performing arts. The UK exam regulator Ofqual have many schools, teachers and passionate young aspiring theatre students worried as there is talk that the arts will fall off the school curriculum. In June of 2014, a decision was already made to cut any form of performance work from English, even though speaking and listening is such a fundamental part. Ofqual 2017 list of reform school subjects don't even list performing arts as a choice for GCSE or A-level. After speaking to fellow performers and students here at the Henley College, it was a realisation to see how versatile all the performers are and all the hard work that they produce.
Are we having an iron, by the way? Or
no. Yeah.
Up. Boom, she's on, tackle. Alright, that's good. Let's try
Except everybody's a crowd.
Hello, could you tell me your name, please?
My name is Victor.
What's happening over here?
So how are we going to
So over here we have Christian, who is playing King Jong-un. Basically we have like him bird watching, which explains why he has binoculars. Then we have like ninjas coming on and sort of beating him up.
Would you say it's a lot of hard work doing this?
It's definitely hard work because we really have to think about what we're doing because everything has to have a specific meaning.
So today you're doing devising plays, devising scripts.
Devising plays, yeah.
Could you tell me quickly what that's about?
So devising plays is all about creating a piece of drama dependent on a certain theme or topic. So for example, our piece is politically based. It's about the world leaders and the current situation with like dictators and things like that. A way of exploring certain things currently that are going on in ways that you wouldn't expect. So, you know, for example, we've got the world leaders playing a board game, and the board game has different repercussions and things like that. And it's all about thinking outside of the box and making new and creative ideas. Basically, it allows you to create new things and new ideas, and it helps widen your perception of performing arts. It's a massive job. It's not just standing there and acting.
So when you applied for the course, were you aware that it was regarded as a soft subject in the news?
I was aware that, that there's that stigma around it, but I kind of took it as an almost proving wrong to, like, my parents. They thought that it was quite a soft subject. So then for me to take it and to be like, wow, this is so hard, I think it kind of opened, like, the older generation's eyes in terms of my parents as well, that, this is a hard subject, not something easy.
That it had a reputation for being sort of like a DOS subject. You go into it if you're not good at anything else, you know. But there are people that go into it because that's what they're good at, and that's what people don't really take into consideration, that some people are going into it because it's, you know, it's their skill that they're trying to build their life upon.
If I went into a maths classroom, I'd feel stupid.
How stressful is this so-called DOSing soft subject?
Very. I think, honestly, it's as stressful as any other subject, really. Like, the bags under our eyes speak for themselves. There's still a lot of written, there's still a lot of pressure to do well, there's still deadlines, there's everything you would find in, say, a science course or a maths course or whatever. Just, you know, it's a different subject.
After studying this course for almost a year, how do you feel about it now?
I'm still just as passionate about performing arts. So in order to go into musical theatre, you're going to have to really train yourself to be a triple threat. But in order to become an actor, you're going to have to take into consideration singing for performance and dancing and like the commitment to dance. So I think they're all useful subjects, but it's made me really desire to pursue acting more than anything else.
To me, it's not something you can teach in the same way as other subjects, you know. But they still go about it that way, and it's upsetting to me to know that they're trying to to sort of, I'm trying to find a word for it, academicize? They're trying to make it an academic subject when it's really not.
And cuts to the arts absolutely appall me. I think that's disgusting.
And recently we've had a lot of deaths with David Bowie, Prince and all that, and people are getting all upset about it. Well, if you want more of those people, if you want more artists like that, you need to keep funding it, otherwise you're never going to be able to replace these people.
Have you found it pressurising at all to put all your talent on a CV when it comes to finding jobs or university or stuff like that? Like, has that got to you a bit?
I think it's eye-opening that you, in this generation, especially for something like this, you have to have almost physical evidence being like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. For this being a practical subject, I honestly think obviously an audition and an interview is going to be like the most important thing in the whole process.
I think what we're taught though is that just go out and do stuff, like whether it's extra work, behind the scenes work, whatever, anything you can put on that CV, because when you go to drama school and you can show them this, they really, really like just anything that you've done.
With acting, the way that you're assessed is how you're making people feel. And if you're performing to an audience, that might be 100 different people that you're trying to affect, rather than one examiner who's marking your exam and there's a right and wrong answer. With this, there's no right or wrong answer, you just need to do something.
So that takes me to my last question. Where do you hope to see yourself professionally in 5 years' time?
Hopefully working in the industry, definitely. Creating, that's what I'd like to do. I feel like behind everything there's just artistic drive that I want to fulfill.
I hope to be working full-time as an actor, but realistically 5 years probably isn't enough for that, give it like 10 maybe.
And it's exactly the same with Harry's point just now about being a doctor. We can say, I hope to be here, but there's no way in telling where we're going to be in 5 years' time, because it just depends on everybody else and what they think of us.
It's all right place, right time,
It's like we're selling ourselves.
You've got to get your foot in the door before you can even do anything there.
Oh, thank you, you've been amazing.
That's all right, thank you.
So this is something I wanted to share in my documentary. It's something that I found on Facebook and I thought was so interesting and so relevant to share with all of you. It's one of the petitions from the UK government and Parliament, and it says keep performing arts as an option for GCSE and A-levels. Because performing arts is considered as a soft subject, there is always threat that it will fall off of the school curriculum. Overall, it has over 51,000 signatures, and it needs to get 100,000 signatures for it to be taken to Parliament for them to actually debate and go further with this. So if you want to find out more about this, then go on to petition.parliament.uk and find the Performing Arts petition. So please do sign this petition, because so many people want to get into the performing arts industry, and how are they supposed to do it without any experience? So please sign it. Now I'm in Holly Marriott's house, who's a friend I've known for a very long time, and she is a performing arts student. She's kindly let me into her house today to talk about performing arts and unis. Okay. In total, how many universities did you apply for before getting a place at Winchester?
I actually only applied for 2. I mean, you can apply for 5, but I applied for Winchester and Surrey.
What drew you to Winchester then?
Winchester was a really friendly place, like right from the start. The first time I went there was actually for my audition, so I was kind of not really knowing what to expect with the whole campus itself, but it's so beautiful. I actually got offered an unconditional, which was really incredible. My audition, there was about 15 of us, but overall they auditioned about 850, about 15 to 20 places available.
How hard was the auditioning process, and what pieces did you have to do, and explain what the whole sort of atmosphere was like for you?
So my audition was in November, and it actually ended up being about 5 hours long, which was really unexpected. I met the other people auditioning with me, so there was about 15 of us, I think. Then we kind of went into the room and we met the head of performing arts at Winchester, and he gave us a talk about the university, what the course is like and what we'd expect. We started with vocal exercises, which was really, really tiring. Really hard. There were some weird ones, but it kind of made everyone really comfortable with each other, and everyone kind of settled down quite a bit, which is nice. Before our audition, a few weeks before, we get told to prepare 2 songs, which are 2 minutes in length each. So I went for If My Friends Could See Me Now from Sweet Charity, which is quite like an upbeat kind of silly song, and then Still Hurting from The Last 5 Years, which is more kind of an emotional kind of ballad. All sang in front of each other, that was kind of the next part of the audition. We all sat down and they were sat on a little panel, and one by one would go up and we'd sing our first song. So I sang If My Friends Could See Me Now, and he'd ask you to do different things to the song. So for some people it would be like sitting down with it, like doing something different with it, or like pushing your hand in the back of your head, which makes you sing different. Mine was do it like it's your pop concert. He was like, I want you to be Beyonce. So I was a bit thrown. That took about 2 hours going through everyone's songs, so it was tiring. But it was really interesting to watch everyone. We had kind of a 10-minute break, and then we came back in for like a movement workshop. So we walked into the room, and everyone just started screaming, "There's a bomb in the room." Like, there's a fucking bomb in the room. We had to kind of react to that, and then we did loads of kind of like floor and wall movements and exercises and how we interpret different emotions. It really did make you think, and it was really tiring. By the end of it, my body was exhausted, which I don't think a lot of people would kind of consider.
So you spent over 10 years doing weekly performing arts at the weekend, excelled at GCSE and A-level drama, and have now been given an unconditional offer at one of the top universities for performing arts. Would you have ever considered this, performing arts, a soft subject?
Definitely not. I think there's a lot more to it than anyone who doesn't do it would think.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It seems this is still a very misunderstood industry that is continuously being portrayed badly in the news. Why does the government feel the need to cut creative subjects? And why is there still such a reputation that performing arts is classed as an easier subject?